Hi friends, this is Murtaza Ali Khan. The wait is finally over. The nominations for the 93rd Academy Awards, the 2021 Oscars, have finally been announced, and they have been announced by Priyanka and Nick Jonas, who joined in live from London. And this year the Oscar ceremony is going to take place on the 25th of April. This year the movies that are being honored were released between 1st January 2020 to 28th February 2021. So that's almost like a 2 month longer window because of the COVID pandemic, and so the competition this year is very tough. So let's look at the nominees and my predictions.
This certainly has been a very interesting year. If you look at the 2021 Oscar nominations, the list is actually full of surprise. But there is no surprise with regards to who is leading the bandwagon. It's Mank with 10 nomination, and Mank was always going to be a favorite, and it's David Fincher's directorial film based on a screenplay by his late father. So this was always going to be a hot favorite, and it's also a film about the making of Citizen Kane, sort of an origin story, and it's done beautifully. So it was always a top favorite, and the 10 nominations that it has got has only certified its claim. Followed by Mank are a group of films with 6 nominations each, and they are The Father with Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman, the Korean immigrant drama Minari, Frances McDormand led Nomadland from writer-director Chloe Zhao, the Riz Ahmed starrer Sound of Metal, which has been a big surprise this year, and of course another favorite, Aaron Sorkin's The Trial of Chicago 7. So all these are tied with 6 nominations each. Now, I must say that it was a big fun moment for me to watch the duo of Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Nick Jonas announcing the 2021 Oscar nominations from London. And we all know how different this year has been. This year, the window has been a little longer. The Oscars had to be postponed, delayed by 2 months due to COVID-19 pandemic to allow more films to release. And so this year the competition is really tough, as we can already see from the aforementioned films and the competition in that section, with 6 nominations going to so many of these films, and Mank leading with 10 nominations. So if I go to the big one, the 2021 Oscar nominees for Best Picture, here again it is Mank. No surprise there. There is Nomadland, again no surprise there. There is Minari, which as I said was at number 2 with 6 nomination along with those bunch of other films. The Father is also here. Judas and Black Messiah is also here. The Trial of Chicago 7 is here. Promising Young Woman is here. Sound of Metal is also here. So overall this is going to be a very interesting category. The competition is going to be really tough, but if I were to make my prediction, my favorite would be Mank, and I can tell you that it's going to be a close fight between Mank, Nomadland, and probably the Trial of Chicago 7. These are my top 3 picks, but the competition is really too close to call at this point in time. As far as the category for the best directors are concerned, this is where comes the biggest surprise as far as I am concerned, and I can't tell you how happy I am to see Thomas Vinterberg, the great legendary filmmaker Thomas Vinterberg, the co-founder of Dogma 95, finally getting an Oscar nomination for his film Another Round, which has been creating a lot of buzz, and I am so happy to see Thomas Vinterberg finally getting his due. One of the all-time greats, one of the modern masters, and finally he is here with an Oscar nomination. Of course, this is a very tough category. We have David Fincher for Mank, we have Lee Isaac-Chung for Minari, we have Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and then for Promising Young Woman we have Emerald Fennell. So this again is going to be a little tough to call, but as of now David Fincher looks my favorite to win in this category, but you never know, it could be Thomas Vinterberg surprising everybody, it could be Chloe Zhao, it could even be Lee Isaac-Chung because of his interesting film that's really one of the biggest surprises of the year as far as I am concerned. Then, if I go to the Oscar for the Best Actor, there is Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, and what a performance it has been from Riz Ahmed. I have not seen many actors who have improved their craft to such an extent. I always loved Riz Ahmed. I loved him in films like The Reluctant Fundamentalist, and he was always there. But with Sound of Metal, he has really taken his craft to the next level. And we also have a posthumous nomination for the one and only Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And we all would love to see Chadwick Boseman winning a posthumous Oscar for his performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And then there is the legendary Anthony Hopkins for The Father. And there are not many great actors alive who can match Anthony Hopkins' craft, and we all know what a great actor he is, and he's always a force to reckon with. And once again in this category, he's going to be a very, very tough competition. And with him is another legendary actor, Gary Oldman for Mank, and I won't be surprised if Gary Oldman actually ends up getting the nod over these other fantastic performers. Let's also not forget there's Steven Yeun for Minari. So again, a very, very tough category and too close to call the way I see it, but it's going to be a fight between Gary Oldman, Chadwick Boseman and Riz Ahmed. As far as the Oscar for Best Actress, there is Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Viola Davis is a brilliant performer. She's so good to watch, and every time she gets a nomination, she has her eyes on the big award, and I really won't be surprised if she actually takes away this Oscar. Then there is Andra Day for United States versus Billie Holiday. There is the beautiful Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, her best performance, and I always knew that Vanessa Kirby is up for something big, and finally she has scored a nomination, and I'm really, really looking forward to the awards night. Then there is the legendary Frances McDormand, who knows how to win these big prizes. She has got nominated for Nomadland, and I won't be surprised if she takes home another Oscar. And then of course the much deserved Carey Mulligan is here for Promising Young Woman. That's a performance that really shocked everybody this year, and probably one of the most hard-hitting performances of the year. And Carey Mulligan really is going to put up a solid fight. The way I see it, it's going to be a fight between Carey Mulligan, Frances McDormand and Viola Davis, with Vanessa Kirby giving them a close competition. In the supporting category for Best Actor, there is Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of Chicago 7. What a great performance it was from Sacha Baron Cohen. Let's not forget, this is also the year wherein he came out with the sequel to Borat. So a very, very important year. And we also saw him recently in The Spy, and he was also in an interesting space in Who is America. So overall, these 2-3 years have been really, really great for Sacha Baron Cohen. And I'm really happy to see him getting nominated for the Best Supporting Actor for The Trial of Chicago 7. Then there is Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. There is Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, another surprising performance, and Paul Raci for Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and Black Messiah. Here, I somewhere feel that Sacha Baron Cohen can take away this award with him on the award night. In the Best Supporting Actress category, there is Maria Bakalova for Borat, another nomination for Borat. Glenn Close, the legendary Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. There is Olivia Colman for The Father. There is Amanda Seyfried for Mank, my favorite. One of the best performances of the year for me came from Amanda Seyfried in Mank, and I told it from the very beginning that she was going to get an Oscar nomination. Probably she may even take this one with her. And so Amanda Seyfried is my favorite. But there is also Yoo Jung-yeon for Minari. But it's going to be a closely contested fight in this category. But somewhere I feel that Amanda Seyfried has the upper hand, and she may very well win this one. As far as the best original screenplay category goes, there is Will Burson and Shaka King for Judas and the Black Messiah. There is Lee Sak Chung for Minari. There is Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. There is Aaron Sorkin, the legendary screenwriter, for The Trial of Chicago 7. And of course, Darius Marder and Abraham Marder for Sound of Metal. Again, a very tough category to call, but somewhere my heart says it's gonna be Aaron Sorkin for The Trial of Chicago. But what really shocks me is that Mank is missing here. Mank was probably one of the best screenplays of the year, and I would have been really happy to see Jack Fincher getting a posthumous nomination here, but unfortunately that didn't happen. As far as Oscar for the best adapted screenplay goes, there is Sacha Baron Cohen, Anthony Hines, Dan Swimmer, Peter Benham, Erika Rivinoja, Dan Mazer, Jenna Friedman, and Lee Kern for Borat's subsequent movie film. Then, of course, there is The Father, Florian Zeller and Christopher Hampton. There is Nomadland, Chloe Zhao. There is One Night in Miami, Cam Powers, and a big nod to Ramin Bahrani and The White Tiger. Finally, Ramin Bahrani has an Oscar nomination for the best adapted screenplay for The White Tiger, which opens up the count for the film. The only sole nomination that the film has got. There were people who hoped that Gaurav Adarsh might get a nomination, but I always knew that getting a BAFTA nomination may still be a possibility, but to get a nomination for the best actor in the Academy Awards was always going to be a long shot for Gaurav Adarsh. So no surprises here, but it's heartening to see Ramin Bahrani for The White Tiger. The film could have got a few more nominations had they not botched up the film. They ended up cutting certain scenes from the film which affected the third act of the film and the denouement. They failed to live up in somewhere that caused the film. Then in the best animated feature film, there is Onward, there is Over the Moon, there is Farmageddon, there is Soul, there is Wolfwalkers. The way I look at it, I feel most probably Soul is going to win this one. And in the best international feature film category, there is another round, Denmark, the Thomas Winterberg film, and it looks like the favorite to me, the way I see it. There is also Better Days from Hong Kong. There is Collective from Romania. Good to see a film from Romania making the cut. There is also a film from Tunisia, The Man Who Sold His Skin. And then there is also a film from Bosnia Herzegovina, Quo Vadis, Ida. So very heartening to see some of these countries making the cut. But as of now, another round looks quite certain as far as this category is concerned. Then in the best documentary feature category, there is Collective, there is Crip Camp, there is The Mole Agent, there is My Octopus Teacher, there is Time. Now, the thing with documentary category is that it's always a very closely fought contest, so I think it's too close to call right now. Then in the best documentary short subject, there is Collate, there is A Concerto, is A Conversation, there is Do Not Spit, there is Hunger Ward, there is A Love Song for Latasha. In the Oscar for best live action short film, there is Feeling Through, there is The Letter Room, there is The Present, The Two Distant Strangers, White Eye. For best animated short film, the nominees are Burrow, Genius Loci, If Anything Happens I Love You, Opera, Yes People. Coming on to the best original score, there is Terence Blanchard for The Five Bloods. Mank has a nomination with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross getting nominated. Minari, Emily Mosseri. News of the World, I really like the score for News of the World, and so I'm really happy to see James Newton Howard getting nominated for this western sort of a classic with Tom Hanks in the lead role. For Soul, there is Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batista. So basically, Atticus Ross has two entries in this category. So this is a very interesting category, again too close to call, but my favorites are The News of the World and Mank, of course, and Soul also has a beautiful score, so it's going to be a tough fight, believe me. As far as Oscar for Best Original Song is concerned, there is Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah, Hear My Voice, The Trial of Chicago 7, Husavik, Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, IOC, The Life Ahead, Speak Now, One Night in Miami. Somewhere I feel it's gonna be between Hear My Voice, The Trial of Chicago 7, and Speak Now, One Night in Miami. Oscar for Best Sound. Now this is interesting. I must tell you that there used to be different categories here. There used to be a category for best sound editing, and there used to be a category for best sound mixing. Now they have combined those two categories, and now it's just Oscar for best sound, because it was always a little confusing as to what is sound editing and as to what is sound mixing, though I always used to differentiate between the two, but I think it only makes sense that now we have one Oscar for best sound, and the nominees are Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, Sound of Metal. And my heart says Sound of Metal. The kind of music that you get to witness in that film is really, really outstanding. So Sound of Metal has a definite advantage in this category. Then as far as production design goes, there is The Father, there is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and surprise surprise, Christopher Nolan's Tenet is also here. I think it's going to be a fight between Mank and News of the World, but you never know. It's a little too close to call right now. Then 2021 Oscar for Best Cinematography. There is Judas and the Black Messiah. There is again Mank. There is News of the World. There is Nomadland. There is Trial of Chicago 7. Now, I would really, really, really be sad if Mank doesn't win this one. It's a film about the making of Citizen Kane. It's like an origin story, and the cinematography, the black and white cinematography, is really out of this world. And so I would really be surprised if Mank doesn't end up winning this one. And a black and white film winning the Oscar for Best Cinematography, you can't ask for something better in 2021. Then Oscar for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, there's Emma, there is Hillbilly Elegy, there is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, there is Mank, and there is Pinocchio. This is going to be an interesting one, so I would not make my call for this. So let's see how it turns out to be on the awards night. Then the best Oscar for costume design, there is Alexandra Bryan for Emma, there is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, there is Mank, there is Mulan, there is Pinocchio. Again, a very interesting category this one is going to be, so again I will not be making a call. Let's wait and watch. The Oscar for Best Film Editing, there is The Father, there is Nomadland, there is Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, The Trial of Chicago 7. For me, this is going to be a very, very close fight between Sound of Metal and The Trial of Chicago 7, with Nomadland giving a tough fight. Moving on to the category for Best Visual Effects, there's Love and Monsters on the list, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet. It's always interesting to see the best visual effects. I for one don't like to see big films, big budget films, because they always have those big budgets taking away the best visual effects. It's always fun to watch a movie, a low budget film like Ex Machina beating a big budget film like The Hobbit in the best visual effects category. So let's see if it's actually Mulan or Tenet or one of the others comes out to be the surprise winner here.
So that was it from me for tonight. The nominations are already out. I for one can't wait for the award night to see the winners. So looking forward to seeing you all on the awards night. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you also press the bell icon so that you get all my notifications in your inbox at the earliest possible.